Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Raj, and today is a meeting of New Jersey Electric Vehicle Association. We have Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. As a reminder, our sponsors are Signature Detailing at the Level 2 charge sponsor. Of course, we are open for having additional sponsors, and more information will be later. Today, I will go through some news, and then I will talk about some new members and member renewals. The biggest thing today will be National Drive Electric Month Debrief. We had 8 events. And then I will go briefly to, actually, we do not have NJEVA, National EVA updates this time. Sorry about that. And our main speaker, Laurent Frugier, from Fuel to Electric, unfortunately, he canceled on us at the last minute due to family reasons. But we'll talk a little bit about the New Jersey EVA bylaws update and about the board elections and some questions and answers. So for those of you who do not know, but I guess everyone on the call knows about the New Jersey Electric Vehicle Association, what is our mission. Those who are watching, I would gently refer to watch another of our videos. So the national and New Jersey news are, as you know, by the September 30th, the federal tax credit for new, used, and medium-duty electric vehicles was terminated abruptly as a policy change. There was lots of outcry, but I would like to mention that in the past, we also had interruption in federal tax credit. It was not because of policy change, but it was because of the federal tax credit was scheduled to expire. The first policy, as you know, was based on the manufacturer hitting 200,000 vehicles sale in United States, and not surprisingly, Tesla hit it first in 2018. So since 2019, the tax credit for Tesla was on decline every quarter. It was phased off. And General Motors was about 1/4 or 1/2 year behind. And it was not until 2023, January 2023, when the new tax credit came back as a result of Inflation Reduction Act policy that was enacted by Joe Biden. And what is interesting that Tesla sales during this time, during the first year of the tax credit expiring, it was flat. But after that, for the next 2 years, it was actually going up, even without incentives, even when other car makers were offering electric vehicles that were eligible for federal tax credit. So that was pretty interesting. So even though that now the federal tax credit are expiring, we should not be as much concerned because the prices of all electric vehicles are much lower, particularly in comparison to gas cars. We have also much more advanced charging infrastructure. And lots of car makers are now switching to Tesla charging port, or they provide adapter so that if you have a vehicle with CCS charging port, you can have an adapter for $200-300, and you can use Tesla infrastructure anyway. So we are in different situation now, but it certainly hurts when the tax credits are abruptly terminated. So again, this is not the end of the world, and EV prices are now quite competitive. We have models that are at 30,000 or less, specifically 2026 Nissan Leaf, which is claimed to be launched this fall. The MSRP is $29,990 for the S Plus grade. I assume that the S base model that will come up later will be even cheaper. Similarly, the 2027 Chevy Bolt was just recently announced, and it's supposed to come in first quarter 2026. The MSRP is pretty much the same for the RS trim, which will be available at the beginning. And later, and I have a mistake in the price, it should be $28,995 for the LT trim. There are lots of interesting and exciting things about both vehicles. Nissan Leaf will have 300 miles range, which is quite unheard of for the price. And both vehicles will have NACS charging port as a native charging port. In case of Nissan, it will be available only for the fast charging. It still has another charging port, the J1772 for level 2. In case of Bolt, it's just one NACS port for, just like in Tesla, for both level 2, level 1, and fast charging. There are lots of other exciting things. As you know, Chevy Bolt will have LFP battery. It will have a heat pump and much more thorough battery thermal management, which will allow the battery to be charged at up to 150 kilowatts. So this is very exciting. And I'm pretty sure you guys already know about it, but I just wanted to review that. Now, in New Jersey, we still have rebates. We still have incentives. The New Jersey Charge Up rebate was renewed again this summer with $1,500 base plus $2,500 for income qualified buyers. Now, correct me if I am wrong, but I was just checking about those rules, and there is apparently no price cap on the vehicle because before it was $55,000. So that would be interesting. The extra income qualifier is based on modified adjusted gross income. And for single filer, it's 75,000. For head of family, 112,500. And for married is 150,000. I think that lots of families will be qualified. On top of that, we also have New Jersey Charge Up rebate for home charger, $250. That's for the hardware. And what I do not have here is the rebate for installation cost, and that depends which jurisdiction in New Jersey you are, depending which utility, because utilities will provide incentives to cover the installation cost, which is also called make ready, make ready. All that information is also available on our website, which is jerseyeva.org. We recently made update to that website. Membership updates. We are excited to announce that we have new members and we have lots of renewals. So please welcome Mark Chopping, Bruce Harman, Aristide Karatanos, that's a student, Mark Vernick, and we have prospective, give or take 20 new members that were acquired during the West Windsor and Newark National Drive Electric Month campaigns. I'll talk about it a little bit later. These are sponsored through the grant. Among renewals, and these are since June when we had last update, live update about new members and renewals. We have Michael Barbado, Manny Barrieros. Manny is the guy who brings Electromechanica Solo and 2012 or 13 Smart Electric Drive. Dennis Burzan and Diane Burzan, our core members, attending pretty much all events or almost all events with Tesla Model 3 and with Smart Electric Drive. I think the model year is like 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong.
18, close enough.
18, okay. Alexander Gerber, Joe Gonzalez. Joe Gonzalez drives Model 3 And he comes to events, and in Newark, he offered his vehicle for test driving. So thank you. Stanislav Jarač, I don't know this guy. Then John Linderman, that's South Jersey. Gary Mirkin, John Nizelek. John Nizelek drives Hyundai Kona EV. I haven't seen him for a while, but I remember his T-shirt with wind turbine. Very lovely T-shirt. I wish that we have wind turbines today, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Ashley Lin Kwa, also our core member. Ashley drives now Kia EV6. Um, our she's our policy lead and a very active member. She arranged for our in-person reunion in August in Colonial Park in Somerset. And in July, she was leading the Zoom meeting. Good job, Ashley. Drew Turok, Patsy Wang Iverson, and David Wang Iverson. The years of support for these two. I remember that Patsy used to drive Tesla Model Y, and she no longer drives that vehicle. There is nothing wrong with the vehicle, but now she drives different brands. She drives Rivian R1S. And we thank them both for their support. Also, very good attendance. Patsy actually prepared the event in Hunterdon Land Trust. We'll talk about it later. Eric Weiss. Eric Weiss, he drives Volkswagen ID4, and I purchased a Chevy Bolt from him in October 2021. Ron Wilson. Ron also drives Volkswagen ID4, and he attends lots of events. So thank you for attending. We have about 68 active members today. So what do we got next? So as I mentioned, our invited speaker will not be available today. I hope that I will be able to schedule another presentation with him. So now I'll switch gears to National Drive Electric Month. This is actually first season that it's called month. Previously, it was called a week. And they figured it out that we actually want to spread out and have events more than during 1 week in the fall. So just a brief report that we had 8 events in New Jersey this season. And 2 of them were sponsored through Plug-in America, EVA, and Department of Energy grant. These 2 events, we had 57 test drives. 7 owners offered their vehicle for test drives. And some of these owners attended EV show for the first time. And they were very satisfied with doing it because not because they received compensation, but because they really got a sense of satisfaction because they experienced firsthand how people who were, let's say, EV neutral, right? Because people who are against EV, they don't want to even sit in them. So, and they were able to experience how they turned pro EV, how they all of a sudden, by experiencing that the exhilaration of driving electric vehicle, how they said, okay, now I want to drive electric, right? So it was exciting. Even for 2017 Chevy Bolt, my car, 2 people who were test driving the vehicle, they were like, okay, now I want to drive electric. Now I want to buy electric, right? So when you are offering your vehicle like that, and you see that you are turning heads and you are turning neutral people to pro electric, it's very satisfactory. We had 4,500 attendees across these 2 sponsored events. The first one was in West Windsor. It was captained by Andy Samsu, and he will talk about it a little bit later. And that was September 20th. And the second one was in Newark. It was on September 27th. Through the sponsorship, we were able to pay for lots of things that were used not just to compensate for the drivers offering the test drives and students, but also for gears. We got new batch of T-shirts. We got 100 of them. This is one of them. We got additional magnets and window clinks. So for any future events, if you didn't get any of those, make sure that you claim. We also received through this experience new and easy way to pay for chapter expenses. We have now a virtual credit card. And this credit card can be used to pay directly for against the funds that we have in NJEVA account. And that simplifies the process for reimbursement because now these expenses are directly paid. They don't have to be reimbursed as a personal expense. Unfortunately, we have experienced poor dealership participation. We want to think that it's probably due to event scheduling conflicts. Typically, Saturdays are bad, and if the Saturday happens to be at the end of month and at the end of quarter, as it happened with Newark, we really didn't get any participation. The only, and not dealer, but because Tesla came with 3 vehicles. And it's a Tesla store because Tesla doesn't sell through dealers. So I don't want to use the terminology dealer when it comes to Tesla. And they offer 3 vehicles for test drive in Newark, Model X, Model S, and Cybertruck. Cybertruck was very popular because it's a very polarizing vehicle. And we got new NJEVA members through the grant. There was a line item. There was a specific funding for 20 new members per each event. Actually, 20 memberships, but some of them could be attributed to existing members as a renewal. And we were able to balance it pretty well. And some members were able to tap into it and get their membership renewed, while others who are new, they got free membership. Interestingly, and I want to thank, I don't know, someone above that we didn't have a rain, which is not so automatic because in the past we had some rain out and we had to cancel events. And we also had new captains. In Westfield was Brian Capps, and in Pittman was Mark Lowenberger. So to be more specific, I have 2 pages with these events. The first one is in Huntington Community Farmers Market. The captain was Betsy Wank Iverson. Now, if I click on it, can somebody tell me whether you can see the window with photos?
Yep, looks good.
Good. So it was all on grass. It was great event. We got give or take 20 vehicles, good variety. And guys, do you recognize this lady? That is Peg Hanna, the top person in New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in the department that deals with climate mitigation and electric vehicles. So that was a very nice surprise. And I just want to show you Patsy. Well, that's myself. That's a Ford F-150 Lightning. This is Nissan Ariya. This is Chevy Equinox EV. And we have BMW. I don't know exactly which model, probably i4. And this is on the right side is Honda Ioniq 5. And oh, here is actually, let me go back. So this is Mike Moy. This is his Lucid. And this is Bruce Harman. He's the new member. He owns Ford Mustang Mach-E. This Tesla is from Anthony Witkowski. I just want to give credit to Patsy. That looks like a video. Patsy is here. She's not facing. And this is David, her husband. Where is Patsy? Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure I have taken a photo. Yes?
I think we know who is taking the photos now.
Well, yeah, well, both
Maybe
of
not,
us. But yeah, that's me. This was taken by Patsy, but Patsy is here. Yeah. And she's actually here. Let me see what I can zoom it. Ah, okay, forget it. So this event. Now let me go back. West Windsor. Okay. So this is Andy Samsu event, and it was paid through the grant. So we had. I wonder whether this video will work out. This is low speed vehicle with a maximum speed of 30 miles an hour, manufactured, will be in New Jersey. And this prototype has lead acid battery. But it has air conditioning. It's a 4-seater. And this is the company owner, Mark. Black. He's talking about safety, that it meets pretty good requirements. It has pretty much standard features like ordinary vehicle. Okay, we had this is Chevy Blazer EV, and Chevy. I mean, we received this proclamation from West Windsor Township, and the mayor is congratulating Andy for putting this event together. There are some other council members, and here is a group photo. Yeah. And there were test drives, Polestar road vehicles, and a few personally owned vehicles were also test driven. One of them was this Hyundai Ioniq 9. The Volkswagen bus was only for display. This is Lucid. Yeah, and this is also test drive with the Ioniq 9. I'll just go quickly through. And if you would like to see more of those photos, at the end, I will share the link to this presentation deck so that you can visit them. Sustainability fair at Chatham. These photos are from Dennis. Let's see what happens. These are on Facebook. Dennis, do you want to say anything about it?
It was in the train station parking lot. They gave us a very lovely spot that was in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically filled two aisles facing each other.
These are dealer vehicles, right? Volvo.
Yeah, but that was it. Just the Volvo was a dealership. Everybody else was privately owned. The funny thing is, the landscaper here, there was a repeat of a Ford F-150 with an electric landscaper at Madison, different company, different people. So it's becoming prevalent when that people are converting to electric for the landscaping businesses. A lot of the towns have outlawed the noisy machinery, so they've gone electric as a result.
That's
And
right.
their experience is all positive. I've not heard a negative thing about it from the landscaping companies. They all like the new tools. Some of them have generators. When I say generators, it's a power bank. Not this fella, but the fella in Madison had a power bank in the front of his F-150 that he plugged into. So instead of plugging into the outlet in the trunk of the bed of the pickup truck, he actually plugged into his own power bank.
That's right.
So I don't know if I didn't notice if he had the outlets in the trunk in the bed. He probably did not. He didn't opt for that option.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how versatile it's become. What do we have there? Yeah, nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing extraordinary except somebody bought a Lucid while we were there.
That's great.
The
Oh,
vehicle,
that was the organizer, right? Susie Robertson,
her husband.
her
He
husband.
went. He saw Michael Moy's Lucid.
Mm-hmm.
He ran home. He hit the button and bought the vehicle.
Right. And so he looked into the federal tax credit. Although I know that Lucid is extending it to the end of the year. But anyway,
Right.
Patrick, do you want to give us a little bit of overview? This one is at the Edelman Fossil Park at Rowan University.
Yep. So this is New Jersey's newest museum that just opened last March. Interestingly, about the museum itself, they're very sustainably minded. The construction was very sustainably put together. And right now they have all electric heat pumps drawing energy like from geothermal. So no fossil fuels are consumed in the museum. So when we told them, what we were doing with the cars, they were very happy to, host us. And even though we only had 8 vehicles, we were right in front of the museum, so all the visitors had to pretty much pass by our cars to enter the museum. So it was a pretty good day. Um, at the end of the show, the executive director of the museum, who's a world famous paleontologist, he came out and talked to everyone, and he was very jazzed up about having the show, and he wants to make it bigger and better next year. So he was very excited. Um, I will mention, oh yeah, the NJDEP Drive Green team was there. We had our local TMA Cross County Connections was there. They both gave good feedback as well. We didn't do any test drives because it was a little bit of a cramped parking lot, but all the feedback was mostly good.
This is Gabby,
Yes, yeah.
and this is
So
Jury.
Jury, right.
Yeah.
So they were happy to be there, and yeah, it worked out pretty well. Rich, who's on the call, and Andy both participated as well. And if you go through a few more pictures, I'll tell you about the interesting.
Oh, is it Mara?
I believe it is Mara. I forgot her name.
Okay.
But yeah, they were happy to be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
The facility is beautiful. They have some charge point chargers there, and I believe they're getting some fast chargers as well. They got some grant money. You can see this one is the first one there is a Honda Prologue. So he had his amp plugged in and he was playing music for us. And then next to him in the blue car right there is Gareth. He was showing off his Hyundai Ioniq's capabilities. So he actually was charging up the Kona that was next to him. If you go through a couple more pictures, so this was the Ioniq's charging capabilities he was showing off, and he was actually charging up the Kona next to him. But and I think you guys know David. David Kim was there with his Ioniq right there. We did have two issues that these guys in the Hyundais were powering their equipment like auxiliary. So both of their 12-volt batteries died. So people were going to leave the show and they couldn't start their cars. So luckily, Gareth, one of the attendees, had a portable charger. That's his car right there. So he jumped David and then he left. And then we had to call him back because one of the other guys, his car also was dead. So he came back and rescued us. So it was an interesting experience that we had two cars with battery troubles at the show. And you can see there's David popping some popcorn that was powered by his solar panels on top of his roof. So he had a power bank as well, but somehow his 12 volt did, use and a TV he was running there as well. So it was a little too long to be out without any, without the main battery running. So they had some issues. But like I said, the facility was beautiful. They gave everybody free passes for a future visit to the museum. And like I said, they're excited to work with us and they'd like to make it bigger and better next year.
Thank you, Patrick. And this picture shows how one Kona was charging another Kona, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one Hyundai was charging another Hyundai. But
correct.
The donor vehicle is Ioniq 5 and the recipient is Kona. Yeah.
Kona, right.
That's Blazer.
There's Rich with his Blazer. Yep.
That's you.
Guy we worked with at the museum, real good guy, Nick Senna, his name is, and really, really easy to work with. Brought us out our tables. There's Andy and his wife. There's Mark. So some people were very interested to hear about the car, so it was really good. And there goes the executive director guy, Kenneth Lacavera. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so he was super happy that it turned out good. And again, he said he definitely wants to work with us again. So
That's fantastic. Thank you for the report. And let's go to next event, which should be, okay, this is my event in Newark. Also lots of photos, so I'll have to be selective. What we did different is that I printed this sheet, which is nothing but just pledge for the EV owners to bring their electric vehicle to at least one event within the next year. So I was collecting lots of signatures from the EV owners. My intention was also among the attendees who come. Many times they come and they say they already drive electric. And so my intention was to ask them to also sign the pledge. But in Newark, from some reason, we did not have too many attendees who would be already driving electric. So all of these are just those who were actually driving, who brought their vehicles. This is the look of it. On each side of this circle road, we had electric vehicles, and on the right side was the rest of the green fair. So this is inward, and here in the back are food trucks. We are aiming in the future, and we are always talking about it, to power them through some of the vehicles so that they don't have to run the smelly gas generators. This is Electromechanica Solo from Manny. This vehicle always attracts lots of eyeballs because it's just unusual. It's not a car, it's autocycle, and it has capacity for just one person. This gentleman is a Reverend Tuff from Green Face. He was there with us. This is Winifred from Weequahic Park Association, helped us to run the event. And here are some photos with the test driving. So the same guy that was in your event, Patrick, right? So David came, he was using his Ionic electric for test driving. And even though it's a 2019 model, it still attracted lots of attention and turned lots of uh, people to electric. We also had two electric motorcycles. One of them was Zero S, and the other one was converted Kawasaki. I think that looks like the Zero S, and the Kawasaki is over there. And they had solar panels that were attached here and used to charge the battery. So it was very interesting demo. Andy, this is my car just being driven. My wife was there to help. This Tesla is from Joe Gonzalez. That's him. And we had students who were helping with the coordination. This is Harsh. And students, another test drive. This is my wife in Cybertruck. This is the Zero S. It's very unusual when you see the electric motorcycle, and typical motorcycle is very noisy, right? Well, these guys are completely, well, they're not completely quiet, but they are quite quiet compared to conventional motorcycle. This is the Chevy Equinox EV. And we had a table with lots of stuff. So this is the Cybertruck, and this guy, he test drove 3 vehicles. He was so excited about it. This is Smart Ford. Yeah, so here we have myself, David, Andy, Anthony, Asuncion, and this is Reverend Tuff at our table. Right, etc., etc. We have lots of pictures. This Ford F-150 Lightning was brought by PSENG. This guy from PSENG, he brought it. His name is Jon Chedimowski. He's from the electric vehicle team, and I think we are creating very good relationship with PSENG now. Yeah, that's how it looks, as you know, when you open the front. So yeah, lots of cool things. Also, I want to give credit to Caroline McCallum from New Jersey Clean Cities. She will be here somewhere in one of those pictures. We are partnering with them in the Drive Electric NJ Coalition. Let me see, where is she? We have a group photo somewhere. Here, yeah. So that's Caroline, and this is Winifred from the Weequahic Park Association. And I also want to highlight this one. This is kind of halo photo. Not to brag that this is me and my wife, but it looks very positive. This lady, this is Nandini Cheko. She is one of the board members on NJEC, which is Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions. So certainly influential person. And yeah, this Jeep, it's plug-in hybrid. It's the 4xe. And here are those 2 bikes with the solar panels. Very interesting display. Very lovely. So yeah, and yes, Tesla had these 3 vehicles: Model X, no, Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck. So okay, let me go back. Let me close some of the windows. Madison. Dennis, do you want to say a few words? You were there, or do we have Alex on the call?
Alex is there. Well, Alex was there also.
Yeah.
He showed up, which was quite a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, you've got the slide deck. It's the same thing I posted online. Yeah. Alex was, well,
This is his
we
vehicle.
pulled in the driveway. We parked at an angle to the curb, and it was much nicer than parking perpendicular to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
It was much better being a little sideways. Put us in the shade, and it also gave a little more room to walk around the vehicles, open the doors, not worry about space. So the setup was much nicer. There were 2 Chevys, the Equinox and the Blazer, both were there. And it was very easy to confuse the 2 of them. They're very similar looking. Um, and then we had a Kona, the
This
much
one
older
is
Kona.
Polestar 3, isn't it?
Yeah, the Polestar was there. They were it was opened up. In that photo it wasn't open, but all the vehicles were open. There was a Mercedes EQE on the very far end next to the bouncy houses and things. He
What
had
is
the
this
doors
thing?
closed on the vehicle.
Oh, this is Lucid.
That's Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's Mike's car. That's Alex's vehicle. So you
Yeah.
pulled in the driveway. The Smart and the Model 3 were there on the right.
Yeah.
Alex's Ionic was on the left, and you continued through.
Yeah.
So and they were a bit paranoid about blocking off the road. I can understand it, but
Yes.
they didn't block off the classic car vehicles on the opposite parking lot. So you could just drive in and out over there, no problem. But
Yeah.
for some reason, they were really worried about the EV owners getting run over.
Mm.
So,
I think that in the future, and I have seen some conversation chain. I think Alex suggested it. Uh, the classic car shows, they actually had 1/3 lot available, and they offered that space for EVs. And I think it would be quite beneficial to go there because you mingle with different
well,
demographic.
right. But the fellow
Um,
that captained this, um, he's local for Madison. He arranged to set us up separately in the train parking lot,
I know, and that's
opposite the
him.
classic vehicles. Yeah. So we couldn't really do much. That was Peter,
Um,
Yeah,
Peter Freed.
yeah,
the
Yeah.
one thing that was kind of nice is we were right next to those bounce houses, or on the other side of this parking lot. It's hard to
Yeah.
see here.
So there was a lot
Uh,
of additional
here.
traffic for us.
yeah, a lot of strollers came through. We had a
Hmm.
lot of the young families coming through.
Right. And they have a great interest in the vehicles. And surprisingly, a lot of the people were telling us they already had EVs or just purchased one. Um,
Yeah,
so,
Yeah, very different from Newark,
yeah.
right?
But
Very different.
I'd say the interest in Newark was probably higher than
Well,
Madison.
in Newark,
Yeah.
they were more excited, I guess. Here, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's
Um,
because Madison is very pro EV, and they have these events twice a year. So, guys, just like we said that before, we need to come to um, venues where people are new to electric vehicles, where we can bring something that they don't know yet. Because Madison is not on that list anymore. Madison is so much ahead because they're doing a good job that I think we don't need to spend our
Yeah.
effort on Madison anymore.
I was
Not that.
trying, yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to focus on more education. Um, I love to show a better route planner, and just show people, what the expectations would be for going cross country in an EV and how they can use a better route planner to manage their expectations.
Yeah.
And,
we
what my
still
experiences are long trips charging and things like that. That's,
Exactly.
still
Yeah.
Yeah. Still had interest. People that didn't have EVs
mhm.
stopped, talked to us, sat in the
Hmm.
vehicle. So it was still informational for them. It was still
Hmm.
informative, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the volume of people that we
Hmm.
had in Newark.
Right. So let me switch gears to Westfield. And Westfield, guys, it's similar to Madison in the sense that they are also very pro EV. They have lots of, sustainable initiatives. They're also very heavy into biking. So uh, some of these guys, they feel like we always have to commit to be with them, and Westfield is among them. I love these guys. They're really great. And this time, Brian Capps, he's a new guy in a green team. He orchestrated the whole thing. It was just unfortunate that on the day he got COVID or some stuff, some virus, so he couldn't attend. So I picked up a big deal of organizing on site, but it was just on site. Not it was not before. Yeah, and a big deal of organizing comes before that, before the event. Um, you can see that this time around we had two small red electric vehicles here. Um, and this is my Fiat 500e. It's 2015 model. which I purchased on September 30th at 10 p.m., just, 2 hours before the expiration of federal tax credit. Although I don't know whether the expiration is related to the time zone, because I could also pretend that I'm more westish. But anyway, and this is the Electromechanica from Manny. And what was interesting, by the virtue that I didn't bring my bolt, there was actually no bolt on display, which doesn't happen that often. So, yeah. And you can see that the Fiat still doesn't have license plate. I actually picked it up from the previous owner the day before, literally the day before. I didn't even, I just pumped up the tires because they were underinflated. But in one of the photos, you can see that I have, oh, here is the temporary plate. And the funny thing is, I wonder whether I can zoom up. Not more than that. Well, it is from Minnesota. I thought it was so hilarious. Yeah. So,
Much better range than advertised.
well, the battery's, I think, in pretty good shape. The vehicle was originally at 87 miles. And after 10 years with my hyper driving style, I can make 95 miles. So, but when it's a little bit cooler and I'm less careful, easily 70 miles. So, but the reason I bought it, and sorry that I digress, is for my daughter. And I mean, the reason I bought it that early, even though my daughter doesn't have the privilege to drive, is because of the expiration of federal tax credits. So there you go. Here we have, I just want to say, this is Lois Krause. She's a local volunteer and activist. She drives, this is her Ford Mustang. And this is one of the candidates for mayor in Westfield. Another person who is in the organizing committee, who is in the green team, is Amarish Mehta. And I want to show him, this is again Lois. Where is he? Every time I want to find a person I know is on the photo in the album. Oh yeah, because he's a little bit under angle. Yeah, he's here, Amarish Mehta. And the other guy who could deserve a little bit of attention is this guy, also from the green team, Paul. His name is Paul. Yeah, and we had various vehicles. You see again the smart electric drive. This is the Mercedes, Tesla Model S. We had a few Hyundais. This is a Volvo, and we did have Chevy Blazer. Yeah, this is Kona. Yeah. Okay, so that was Westfield. I do not have photos from Pittman. Patrick, do you have any report from Pittman? I remember you said that you will not be in presence, that Mark Lowenberger will be there. Do you have any news? How did it go?
Yeah, so Pittman was a little bit of a disappointment because they kind of waited so long to actually schedule the Green Fair. It was, kind of scrambling to get over there. Um, was not well attended. They also had Porch Fest event going on that day, which we thought would be some nice crossover, um, amount of people, but it really wasn't helping us as far as the EV event. So Jim Stewart, who was at our other event, he was there. He did take some pictures. There was about 5 vehicles, but from what Mark told me, the presenters, of the other groups that were there were basically, talking to themselves for that event. So, good job that they got out there, but there really wasn't a good amount of, public participation. So
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to work with them for next year to see if we can come up with some better ideas.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Stan. This is Rich. I was there.
Oh, right. Rich was there too. Yep.
Yeah, there wasn't any cross traffic.
Yeah.
Nobody was asking questions about EVs. So we were all just preaching to the choir while we were there.
Right. But Mark stepped up and did a great job, volunteering to take over since I wasn't able to be there. So kudos to him for that. And, he would definitely be able to do it again, he said. So that was good.
Yeah. So, and it's really important that we have new volunteers who are taking the lead. And failure is not final, and victory is also not final, as they say. So we learn from our mistakes. We learn, and I'm not saying that it was a mistake.
Right.
It's just it takes more preparation, as you mentioned. Someone else was at fault, so we just want to make sure that all of our events, when we schedule them, that there is a marketing for the event. We typically outsource the marketing by partnering with someone who is already making event, and to have event that is only for electric vehicles, that requires completely whole new level of marketing, and it's not that easy. Okay, upcoming opportunities. We do not have anything set in stone unless somebody has different information here. When it comes to first responder EV awareness event series, we had some things lined up for September 18th or 19th, and they canceled on us. And now we are scheduling with Ramapo College. Actually, it's not because of the college, but one of the first responders in Saddle River. He's working also at Ramapo College at the fire department, and the college provides a nice presentation room. So we will be there. The date that you see is tentative, November 6th. It's Thursday. For this event, we will need artificial lighting because it will be on the parking lot. So they are working on securing this equipment. Yeah. So it's quite at the northern tip of New Jersey. It is near the exit from 287. So at least that makes it somewhat easier if you are near 287. But we have other fire departments lined up. We have still one in Essex County near Maplewood, or no, it cannot be Maplewood. It's in one of the oranges. And we have Berlin, which is in South Jersey. And then in Somerset County, we have Bridgewater or Branchburg and it's the town north of Princeton, next to Franklin. I cannot remember, but they are very good with sustainability. So, but they have not been approached yet for scheduling. These are our partners. I do not have slide for. These are for sponsors. I do not have slide for the bylaws, but we as a chapter. We don't necessarily have to have a bylaws as long as we just follow the national EVA bylaws. But 2 years ago, we kind of wanted to make it different. And we wanted to have each position of the officer to be voted for. That means president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. But then we realized that it's much better to follow the more traditional route, which is to have a board. And we want to have board members. So the elections, just like for national EVA, would be for board members. And when we have the board members, they will then have internal meeting decision, and they will decide who will be for the next session, who will be president, who will be vice president, secretary, treasurer. And we also have policy lead role. And we have North Jersey lead, we have South Jersey lead, and we have Generation Z representative, Anthony. So essentially, we will have 7 board members for the election. When we finalize the bylaws, we still don't have it finalized it. We will announce the elections, and we will open the candidacy to the board. And so that will be it. And then we are thinking also that 2 alternates, just like for some environmental commissions, you have core members and then you have alternates. The purpose is that if you do not have some of the members and you do not have the quorum, then the alternates, they can be added to the quorum. And then even though alternates do not vote when regular members have enough quorum, when members do not have enough quorum, which in our case would be 4, the alternates would add up to that. So we would have 7 full members and 2 alternates. So that's briefly what the plan is. These are the sponsorship levels. And the next meeting, technically, if we follow the schedule, the next one will be on Tuesday, November 11th. I'm trying to open it for someone who would like to step up and lead it. Just like last time, Ashley Lynn did it, and she did very well. And if you have any questions, I think I'm going to stop the recording